The most powerful Webflow feature is out, and that is AppGen, a feature that allows you to prompt your way into creating any app you want. Things that were simply not possible before in Webflow, or needed, a developer to do the whole development for you. Now, any designer can just prompt and create a full-on, full-fledged app. I've been trying to create a dashboard for my clients so they can log in and add tasks and see their project and the status of their project and add a bunch of things like this. I got it kind of like a login page, and after the login page, I know this is quite ugly, but we'll get into this. You have this.
I like it. There's something I like.
You like it? Okay, cool. Well, the red is. I'll show you where the red is coming from. But the idea is that here I can add new tasks and I can, add an image. But a bunch of things are not working, which is a given. I'll show you a better example of what I have. But yeah, this is the UI. And when you create something, let's go step by step. So you go to your Webflow project. Okay. This is my Webflow project. This is my...
Whether it's a full web... So this is obviously a Webflow, in production Webflow project.
Yes.
But it can be an empty project.
Exactly. You can start from scratch. The reason I didn't start from scratch and I did it on my agency website is because I have a bunch of CMS and component and variables. So if I go to my styles, I have some colors. This is old. That's why it's not really sophisticated. But I have some stuff. I have some components and I have some CMS items. Why does this matter? This matters because now you have this AppGen, and when you go to the AppGen, I can create another app. By the way, you can create multiple ones. This is where you start. You start from scratch. You can add a prompt and you can add your collection. So for example, I have career and job location and job types collection. I can add those. And I have also components. I can add my global footer, like nav components, things like this. And I can prompt the AI to use these components throughout the app. So the app, unfortunately, this is what I don't like about, is a very separate experience, right? It's completely separated. Well, I'll show you where it's connected, but it's, for the most part, separated. You prompt it, and then it starts creating it in a sandbox, and then you can deploy it. And by the way, all of this is still in beta. And the thing is that it takes those variables, those colors and design system that you essentially have, and reflects that inside of the app. But you still have the option to go into your files. This is like your files, and presumably do a bunch of stuff.
You can write code, right? You can edit this code, yeah.
Yeah, here I can't edit this code because this is a footer component. And look how interesting. So if we go to, you see here I have like this footer, and here this is like essentially my footer component that is being pulled in. So we have these side components that are all here. We have the styles, and we have a bunch of other things. Apparently we should be able to also deploy this. Well, we can only deploy it to Webflow Cloud, but we can also push it to GitHub. A good friend of mine, Tim Schultz, he's making this for his client. And check it out. Like if I reload the page, you see it has even like some animations. And again, like all of this with just prompting, but he's been doing this. He spent like 6 hours prompting this. So still everything is local. So it's on my local storage, but look at this. This looks really, really good. So he said like he was like very specific with the style and prompting and being like, do it like the Apple style. And apparently for the big part, this is like functional. So like for his client, they can look at this. This is so good. This is so freaking detailed. It's just so featured. Like it's crazy to think like a designer, not a developer, can do this in Webflow, and this is like on his client's domain.
So yeah, just a reminder, this is like was not really possible at all. It wasn't even in Webflow's wheelhouse to support app. They ignored WISD. That was the only way to build like an app experience using Webflow. It's not quite the same because obviously designers can literally design the pages inside of Webflow that later gets transformed into a web experience. What you'd have to do is you'd get your designer to build all of the components and literally create them as components, and then you can prompt them into your app. But
it's not much different, honestly, like designing it literally on the canvas or like in the component. Well, it is different, but
you won't have that fine tune. You won't have that fine tune.
And I wish for that. And I really, really would love to see this AppGen to not be a separate thing, or like the preview to have, the CSS capabilities that Webflow has, so I can click on stuff and change them and it just changes them in the code.
But presumably if you change the component inside of Webflow, that will just update in AppGen.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't have this component on my website. So this is completely made up, right?
Yeah, it'd be worth checking.
Kind of like, but I need to do more and testing to see that. But from what Tim has been creating, I've been very optimistic about things that can be done here.
Very happy it's here, but it's not going to be too different from Lovable, V0, all of that.
Yeah, but it's
just nice.
The thing is, yes, it's not going well. Here's the thing with Lovable has the experience to create all of this, but they don't have the platform infrastructure what Webflow has. Webflow has the CMS, the editor, the designer, the capability
to now Lovable Cloud.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's nothing like what Webflow has with all of what you need for a marketing website. Now in Webflow you have all of the Webflow platform stuff. You have animations, you have GSAP, right? You have that amazing visual builder. On top of that, you have Lovable, essentially. With AppGen.
And just a reminder as well for people, it's like this is an Astro project. I'll have to have a look at it, but it needs to be like, the assumption here is that it's not a server-side rendered experience. It's a JavaScript powered experience. I don't know. I'll have to double check. I mean, in theory, if you upload a Next.js project to Webflow Cloud, that's a server-side rendered experience. But this is really where the use case for this isn't so that you build a website just from vibe coding. You can totally do that. If you want to sign up to Webflow, start a new website and just vibe code the hell out of the entire thing, obviously you can do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd be getting... It can be quite frustrating to vibe code a website. You don't get the fine control that you expect. Webflow's created a good compromise, though, by being able to import components that have been built in Webflow with DevLink. Great compromise there. But I think there are other... If you just wanted to vibe code an app and that was it, then I think there are better systems out there. But if you want to vibe code an app and incorporate it within a Webflow website, this is great. This is amazing.
Yeah, I really hope that they will open it up more so you can do a bunch more with it. I'm not sure where the limitations are, to be honest, but knowing Webflow, they haven't been the most pro open source or something like this, even though they have like the code export and stuff, to be fair. But yeah, we never have been able to have a back end, like access to a back end per se.
How are they charging for this then? What's the pricing?
From what I understand, it's nothing for now, but I don't know, because like you can't do unlimited AI, I guess. So you have to, I think you can add your own AI API to it. Yeah.
Sorry?
Your own API, like for like OpenAI or no, like for your AI, like the AI costs are, I'm not sure because I don't see it from here. Just so you see, like to deploy, you see how you can change the path. This is really cool. It's, you know, it's on my domain / whatever path that I want, and then I just press deploy, and it's building the app and deploying it.
Very cool.
And I can access my variables from here as well. So it seems like maybe AppGen will be its own UI, and Webflow will port more from like the design to here.
Or it's a two-way binding, you know, you can create, because you
that's what I mean. Yeah.
This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Command AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.